A client came to us inside Success School. This happens all the time, to be honest. And she was like, I am doing everything. I am doing ads. I'm doing funnels. I'm doing conversion events. I'm doing content. I'm doing everything. Why is my business not growing? And when we went and we looked at all of it, yeah, of course, she was doing it all. But it was just like everything was rushed. You know, her VA was doing her content, so it wasn't having that same connection to her personality.
I couldn't even tell you how many conversations I've had with clients in Success School. I'm like, man, you should run an event. And they make every fucking excuse under the sun to not run an event. They're like, oh, I fucking stubbed my toe. My cat got out, dog ate my homework. Oh, my wife's sick at the moment. She like stubbed her toes. Welcome to episode 130 of the Success School podcast. Today we're talking about what running $1.3 million of ads in 2025 taught us about consumer behavior. Steph, how you feeling? I love that dress. It's so amazing.
Thank you so much.
To contain myself in the seat.
I kept asking him if it looked okay, guys, and now he's teasing me about it publicly. So it's fun. You know, it's great.
Oh, it just matches everything. How you feeling? Just recorded a big workshop.
We did. We just finished up our How to Sell in the DMs workshop, and it was awesome. It was so super fun, like super engaging. I had a great time. Did you have a great time? Tim just bounces for me.
There's always that period where you're on a workshop and you're like, does that even work?
Yeah.
Like we're in that period right now.
Yes.
There's a few outstanding calls being booked and you're like, fucking a lot of effort went into that.
Yeah, you do. It does take some time. Like for anyone who does run conversion events or workshops, it does take a little bit of time to actually see the efforts of those workshops fall into action, like in terms of calls booked or sales made over the next few days. So don't expect it just to all happen straight after the workshop.
All right, I'll get into personal updates. I went and got a high-performance massage last week. And what essentially that means is an incredibly jacked and big man will make me take my clothes off, lie on a massage bed, and then massage me intensely for 2 hours. But this one was a little bit different because he said, hey, Tim, I've seen this blonde girl in your Instagram. And I was like, yeah, it's my wife, Steph, and, you know, like, ain't no thing type thing. And he was like, oh, she's like famous. And I was like, oh my God, here we go again. Another one. And he was just clapping on about Steph. He was like, yeah, my girlfriend like loves her, like, yeah, like insert, you know, all these stories. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. It's really great. Really happy for Steph. And it got me thinking, it's crazy what a little bit of ads can do. You can basically become a household name by running paid ads, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And this is very fitting, but also equally as weird when people froth your partner like that, like randoms, like super weird. Must happen, but like they just don't say it to you, but they definitely think it, you know, like that's what.
Yeah. People are like, oh my God. Well, to be fair, for like the first 9 years of our relationship, everywhere we go, be like, oh, your husband's Tim here in Telix Gym. Like that was a thing for like a really long time, you know. So I'm just, you know, making it up, but it is crazy because like we've never met these people. We don't know them from a bar of soap.
Yep.
That's a weird saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't know them from a bar of soap. We don't know these people and they're like know everything about our lives. Like it's quite bizarre to be a public figure. Is that what you call it?
Social media is pretty weird. Yeah. Tell me about Mark Zuckerberg.
Right. So, I mean, you may actually be able to see the cameo appearance right here, right now. But we are obviously selling our house. And as part of selling a house, you have to do building and pest inspections. And which, by the way, are such a ripoff. And that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. But if you want to get in a business where you get paid to do literally nothing, go into building and pest inspection.
Dream business.
But we have nothing in our house. Like pretty much our whole house is empty at this stage. We have some dining room chairs, like a couch and one bed. And pretty much all the paintings are off the wall. All the art's packed down. Everything's gone. And there's just this one photo that's on the wall. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll probably... I was going to say, damn, you should have left it up. Anyway, there was a photo that was on the wall behind Tim here, and it's just a picture frame of Mark Zuckerberg. And the guy that was walking through the house doing the pest inspection was like, oh, such a nice house. Oh. And he went past it and he looked at it for like a really long time and he kind of smiled to himself and obviously didn't say anything out loud, but I was in the kitchen, so I saw him. And I was like, oh, you might be thinking the Mark Zuck photo is weird. He was like, yeah, I thought it was pretty weird. Like you don't have any family photos hanging around. There's no marriage photos on the walls, but just Zucks. And I was like, he's like, it's like a shrine. And I was like, yeah, we pray to him every day that the ads of gods are favorable on us.
Did he think it was a joke?
Yeah, he thought it was funny. He thought it was super funny. Okay, cool. But it's what I thought was interesting about
it's
that.
It's not that weird.
Well, like he's just some guy that does pest inspection, right? Like he doesn't own the company or anything like that, but he knew exactly who that was.
Yeah.
Imagine being that famous.
Yeah, that's super famous.
He must have thought we were so weird.
He's a bit more famous than you. All right, guys, what's coming up on the episode? We've got 4 segments here. We've got a couple of questions that we're going to rattle off each. We're going to talk about a little bit about niching. I know we do that topic all the time on this podcast. We're going to talk about what works best in 2025, talk about the new parameters that you need to know about creatives. Even if you're not running ads yet, the creatives are super important. And we're going to talk about unemotionally detaching yourself from ads so you guys can make shitloads of money going into 2026. That's what this shit's all about. All right, we're going to talk about the first segment. And this one's quite funny. I'm going to get you to bring this in, Steph, but this is all about niche. And I would say the best niche is the one you're in. And let's talk through what happens in Success School. People come in and then they just think that someone else's business is way easier to run. Just tell us about that.
I'd love to say this just happens in Success School, but this happens on almost weekly basis in our own business, to be fair as well, especially running ads, right? So the best niche is the one you're in. I think that we all can get really comfortable glamorizing other people's niches. You see other people having a lot of success and you convince yourself oh my God, it must be so good because there's so many of them. I'll give you an example. If I look at someone who does nutrition, I think, oh my God, you're so lucky because everybody wants to lose weight. There's so many people you can market to. Food videos go viral all the time. You could just put a recipe up and basically it's going to get shared and go viral and you're going to grow your audience. I used to think, oh my God, maybe we should just go B2C as in business to consumer rather than business to business. Now I coach people who are in nutrition and fitness and I see that there are cons to that as well. Yes, they may be able to get a lot of high interest and a lot of high traffic, but they're not able to sell $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 products. So they have to sell a high volume, which means they have to have a lot of conversations, a lot of sales calls. And that for me is a con. That doesn't appeal to me as much. I'd rather have less social influence and more sales and let that be easier. And so I think that so often we see entrepreneurs or business owners and people inside Success School and even ourselves glamorize and think maybe it's just hard because of my niche. Maybe I've just chosen a niche that doesn't have money, or maybe I've just chosen a niche that, is just so hard to market to, or maybe they're just not online, or all these kind of bullshit stories we can tell ourselves and then start to glamorize somebody else's niche. But I can guarantee you there's stuff in that niche that you don't want. I can guarantee you every single time.
I want to give you guys a worked example here. So I'm not trying to poo-poo anyone by saying any of this. I don't mean to be offensive. This is just the numbers of what it is. But let's break down a coach versus an agency versus service business. And let's just let's just look at revenue and then we'll tell you why it's a really shit indicator of essentially what you should be doing with your business. Let's talk about a VA agency. Let's say you hire a VA and it's $2,500 a month. And then that VA agency has 20 VAs at $2,500 a month. That's a $50K a month business. Mm-hmm. You might look at that and be like, that's fucking amazing. I'm making $50K months, but the profit margin is 10%. Mm-hmm. So it's really they're making $5K a month. Mm-hmm. And it looks really good on the outside because you've got this big agency and you're doing all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
But the profit isn't there. Whereas you look at a coach that's doing $50K a month, I guarantee they're making way more profit.
At least 30 to 50%.
They don't have that many clients on retainer, so they wouldn't be charging $2.5K a month times 20 clients. So it's a bit of a different proposition. If you were just to compare coaches and agencies, they're completely different and they're very hard to do. But a lot of people look at those type of businesses and they say to themselves, oh, they make way more money than me, but they're actually not.
I would say that every single client in Success School at some point in their journey comes to us and says, I think that I'm in the wrong niche. I don't think that there's ever been an exception to that rule. Yeah. And so, the biggest piece of advice here is stick with the niche you have and just figure out how to work it. Tim, considering that we spent $1.3 million in ads, what does that ad spend reveal about business to business sales versus business to consumer sales?
Yeah. So the one thing it really revealed to me was it all kind of evens out in the end. And let me explain. So let's hypothetically say that a B2B offer gets a $20 lead, but a B2C offer gets a $2 lead. You guys might be like, fuck, cheap leads, $2. But the thing they sell is far cheaper. Therefore, at the end of the day, it kind of works out evenly in the end. So a lot of people are just measuring their success with ads on lead cost, when in reality, you should be measuring on ROAS. It's what we're going to go into later is return on ad spend. So you spend $1, make 2, 3, 10, whatever it is. But it's really easy just to fantasize about other people's numbers and other people's businesses, when in the end, regardless of what niche you're in, they all kind of end out the same. Steph, let's break down 2 different funnels. If you had a $997 fitness offer, let's say you were selling a 12-week challenge for $997, and then you were selling a $10K business offer, how are the consumers different? Is there more in the B2C? Is there less in the B2B? How would that stack out in a business?
I mean, realistically, the biggest thing you're going to see is just a demand difference, probably.
Yep.
And, in a B2C model, a lot of people are going to be interested in a fitness offer for $997. A lot of people are going to want to lose weight, but you'll probably have a lot less commitment on follow through. So there'll be a lot of noise, people raising their hand, saying they're interested, driving to the landing page, maybe even in DM conversation with you, but actually getting them to convert and put their money down. It's much harder. There's a couple of reasons why it's much harder. When you look at B2C, business to consumer, what you're looking at is everyday people with jobs. They don't have infinite amount of resources and income coming in. Some do, but most don't, right? The average person or the average wage in Australia, I think, is like $78,000 or something. And so, outside of paying our extortionate mortgage fees and all the other costs of living inside Australia, people just don't have usually $1,000 laying around. So you're going to have a lot of people who are really interested in it, but getting them to convert may be a little bit harder. What will happen with a $10,000 business coaching offer is you won't have as many people interested in buying it, but the people who do come through your funnel are going to be way more likely to convert and commit because there's an ROI that's involved in it. Like if you have a good offer and you can explain how it works and you can do that well, people will see that there's value being made on the back end that they can make that investment back. Obviously, you can't make a fitness investment back. So they're just two very different selling propositions. And both of them are actually, if you work in fitness or you work in business, you're both in highly competitive markets, to be completely honest. And yes, there are more people in the fitness world in terms of more people to sell to, for sure. There's a lot more people. But their willingness to throw down money is going to be less willing than someone in the B2B market.
Yeah.
So if someone is listening to this right now and they're like, I still think I need to swap niche. I still think I'm in the wrong spot. Why should someone stick with it instead of kind of shutting it down and shifting to a different niche?
I'm just going to speak for like 9 out of 10 people here. When people are in this mind frame of like, hey, I've tried everything and they really haven't, or they've tried everything and they've done it really poorly. That's quite a common thing. They're like, I'm sending DMs, I'm running ads, you doing sales calls, I'm running webinars, and all of it is like super B and C+.
Yes.
And then they're like, oh, my niche is fucked. And I'm like, no. It's just the quality that you're putting out. There's a difference between doing something and then really doing it.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone, we speak to clients all the time. Sometimes it's not really about doing more, it's about doing better. And this is outside of ads and it's irrespective of what niche you're in. A lot of the times the results you're getting is just due to like the quality or lack of quality in the things you are doing. So if that's organic, if that's Instagram, if that's webinars, if that's marketing, like whatever that is, it's literally just a quality issue. That's the issue most of the time.
We've had a client came to us inside Successful. This happens all the time, to be honest. But and she was like, I am doing everything. I am doing ads. I'm doing funnels. I'm doing conversion events. I'm doing content. I'm doing everything. Like I'm doing every single thing. So why is my business not growing? And when we went and we looked at all of it, yeah, of course she was doing it all, but it was just like everything was rushed.
Yeah.
Her VA was doing her content, so it wasn't having that same connection to her personality.
Yep.
Her conversion event slides were not positioned in a way that we would teach or that she would be able to sell on the back end of it. Her email marketing was getting done, but it was all just ChatGPT and it wasn't connecting. And so there is a difference between, yeah, you're doing it, but doing it at level 1 versus, somebody who's sitting down and handwriting their email marketing. Not saying that you need to do that, but there's a very big difference in quality over quantity. And for most of the people listening to this podcast, we would rather you do less and do it better and put more effort in and optimize it and make it better every time than to add more onto a already not very good pile of work.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Moving into segment 2, and we're going to talk about what worked best in 2025 in terms of like funnels. Essentially what a funnel is, guys, is just a way to take someone from interested to closed. Essentially, we had 2 funnels that worked best. They were DM and then they were webinar. Steph, do you want to tell us why DM and webinar are like so effective for coaching businesses? Like, why do they work so well?
Yeah, I want to be really clear just to like break this down for somebody who maybe isn't used to this conversation, but like I want to be really clear what a funnel is, because I think a lot of people do parts of funnels, but then put them together. And we had this conversation literally on our DM workshop this morning where I was telling people how to teach in DMs. A funnel is like you get the lead, you start the chat with them, you have a conversation with them, you book them onto a sales call, and then they become clients. Like that's the entire funnel. But so many people are just doing parts of the funnel. They're just trying to get calls booked, or they're just trying to have conversations, or they're just trying to get leads, or they're just trying to directly sign clients. And because you don't have a funnel, a way of moving them from cold or, barely knowing who you are to actually buying from you, that's the reason why so many business owners struggle to make sales. Now, the reason that DM funnels and webinar funnels have worked best for us, I'll talk to DMs first. The reason that DM funnels have worked so well for us is because we're one of the people who are just most willing to have conversations with our community. Community is an incredibly big part of what we believe in and what we advocate for and what we create inside Success School. And we genuinely believe in connecting with the people that we meet online because we have genuine conversations and we're curious and we're interested and we genuinely, with our heart of hearts just want to help people, people can feel that. And when we are putting in that much effort and our competitors aren't bothering, they're just letting their landing pages do the selling, clients are going to sign up with us hand over fist compared to that competitor. And so for us, it's like if we can just put more effort into caring and showing that we care, like showing the amount of care that we give to our clients inside Success School, outside of Success School and our DMs, they're going to like see straight away that we're the better option for them in this sea of business coaches they don't know how to, get access to. And just to like further activate this point, we signed up with a business coach once in DM and never heard from that business coach for the whole 12 months that we were signed up with her until the week before we left. And then they reached out and tried to get us to re-sign. Yeah. And she has this whole like, don't contact me energy that you get access to. And it's like, that's it. Like we're going to hand over fist sign clients over her because we're accessible and because we genuinely show that we care about our clients. So that's why I think it works so well for us. And I would recommend any single person here that's listening to this podcast right now, if you have people who are in your DMs, like running a DM funnel is probably worth it for you. Talk through the webinar funnel.
Yeah. So essentially webinars, like if you guys are on our warm list, Instagram, Facebook, or email list, you guys would have seen we run like a conversion event, a webinar, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, it's where we teach you something and see if it's a good fit for you guys to book a call with us. That's what we're doing. But it works so well because it is very lonely led at the top. There's not many people doing it because it's challenging. We did 12 in 2025 and they were pretty tough to do. Like the first one took us 40 hours and then the last one probably took us 5, like all in all. So we've definitely improved. But I think a lot of people don't do those, and that's why they're effective, is because not many people are doing them. I couldn't even tell you how many conversations I've had with clients in Success School. I'm like, man, you should run an event. And they make every fucking excuse under the sun to not run an event. They're like, oh, I fucking stubbed my toe. My cat got out. Dog ate my homework. Oh, my wife's sick at the moment. She like stubbed her toe. So I can't do, like, it's literally any excuse because they're scared. Like, I get it. Like, we give them the process to do it. But that's how you grow your business, is you do the uncomfortable shit.
Yeah, but when they do it,
they do it.
They make money every time. It's just like, it's the same with DMs. Like if you send the DMs, yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, you might feel awkward. Yes, there are going to be times people don't reply to you. Yes, all of those things are going to be true. But if you don't have those conversations, you're never going to get there. Like what you're doing right now isn't working, if you've got to be honest, So you got to add more stuff in. And I think touch points, and like to be clear, this worked in 2025. And things die and revive very, very quickly. We were literally talking about this, Skims just launched their Kissmas campaign with Kim Kardashian. And I was like, oh my God, babe, this reminds me of when people used to sell on, telemarketing and people would call up and they'd place their orders. It's like it's come back full circle. So things always die and come back around and die and come back around. Right now, DMs and webinars are working. And so if you want to make money, I would dive straight into that right now.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell a story here. I'm not going to say his real name. I'm just going to call him Johan, okay? He's a client inside Success School. Sends me these woe-be me messages about how his business is not growing. I've been telling this dude for 5 months now, to run DM ads, DM all his followers, and run a conversion event. What has he done? None of it. Won't listen to me. His business has been trending backwards for 5 months. He sent me this like save me message the other month. And I was like, dude, I've been telling you for 5 fucking months now to do this shit, and he won't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's not much I can give you or say to you because you won't do the thing.
Yes.
This is for everyone listening right now. The thing you're scared of, or the fucking cave you're scared to enter, holds the treasure you seek. If you want to get results heading into 2026, you're probably going to have to do something different. And if a coach like me, or if you ever join Success School, tells you to do something, it's because we firmly believe it's going to fucking work.
Yeah.
Like, go after it.
That quote was like my favorite quote through all of 2024. I actually, at some point, because I like to get words tattooed on me.
Yeah.
Just one, but I still.
Crazy.
Yeah, wild. I wanted to get the cave you fear to enter holds treasure you seek on my body, but it's so long that I didn't do it. And I wanted to get a cave, but then it would just be like a black hole on my wrist. But that
just get it on your back and then finish the cave on your bum.
That quote, if you're listening to this, is so powerful. It means that the thing that scares you is the thing that you need to do. It's going to unlock all of the things that you're looking for. Whatever it is that's coming up for you right now about running DMs or ads or webinars, like if it's freaking you out, it's the thing that you should do.
Steph, let's talk about a little bit of mindset stuff here. So in terms of like wasting money on ads, and if you guys are on YouTube right now, you'll see me holding my hands up and doing the $66.99 thing. Why do you think there is like a mindset of wasting money on ads? Like, well, where does that come from? It's kind of like, I don't see it as that.
It's so interesting. It's like,
it's not even your money. It's the Australian government's money.
Yeah. It's so true. I think that it's because I actually don't understand it, right? I'll tell you, I can't agree with it because I don't get it. And it's not because we're so out of the loop. It's because we invest money in our business. So the way that Tim and I see it is like we pay ourselves a wage out of our business, and everything else that we make in the business is fair game to reinvest back into the business. It's house money. So if you're gambling, right, and you go in with $100 and you make $200, once you've given yourself the $100 back, the extra $100, I mean, you may as well keep gambling with it because it wasn't your money in the first place, and you could make more from using that $100. So as long as you walk out with the 100 that you originally had, everything else is upside, right? Yeah. And so most people, though, they get their $100 and then they make their extra $100 and they start behaving like the extra $100 is my money, and they start getting all frustrated about it and like scared of it, and then they start like hoarding it. And it's just like, guys, if you just reinvested that money back in, and it's not gambling because this is like, it's a lot more strategic and scientific than gambling, and it has there's a genuine dollar for dollar return, if not way more than that. We get an 8 ROAS on every dollar we put in, we make $8 back. So like, it is crazy for us not to reinvest a lot of our income back into ads, right? Because it's not our money anyway. Everything that we make above what we spend and above what we pay our team and above what we pay ourselves is house money. So we may as well reinvest it. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why they don't want to spend money on ads, but I think it's crazy that more people wouldn't try.
Just getting into section 3. So something around July happened, and it was called the Andromeda update. And what it meant is essentially you needed something called creative diversification. And what that means is you need about 20 to 30 different creatives per campaign that you run. So I've been telling clients this in Success School, and what do you guys think listening to me right now when I tell clients they have to make 30 ads? What do you think the reaction is, Steph?
Well, they tell you they don't want to. They try and find ways around it.
Yep.
And then ultimately they make 3.
Yeah, they make 3. And then what do you think happens to the 3? Like, do
they burn out fast?
Yeah, they burn out fast.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what's happening now in ads is creatives are burning out very quickly, and the statistics on finding a winning ad is 10%. So which means you have to make 10 to make one that works. Then once you've got one that works, eventually it's going to die. So the 3 things that are guaranteed in life, it's death, taxes, and your ad stopping working due to creative fatigue. So you guys really need to counteract that with a ton of creative.
So when you talk about creative volume and variety, what kinds of variety and volume do coaching consumers respond to in 2025?
Yes. So what creative diversification means is incredibly different types of ads. And let me give you some examples. So we've got memes. We've got talking heads. We've got talking heads plus drawing. We've got quote posts. We've got those notes posts. Then we've got images with text on them. That's 7 different variations already. So if you'd make 3 of each for those, you'd have 21 variations already, and you're going to find some winners in there. So you just want to look at the different formats on what's working on organic, and then typically you want to duplicate that on ads as well. There is a method like the Manus method, which you're going to talk about in a second in terms of making a lot of talking heads. So Steph, if someone wanted to make 25 or 50 ads or 100 ads, what's the fastest way to do that with the technology that we have these days?
Yeah, so AI is so good, guys. If you're wanting to make a variety of ad creative, and so when we talk about ad creative, to be really clear, you might be doing talking heads as your primary ad creative. And so if you're speaking face to camera and you want 20 talking head scripts, the fastest way to do it is to go over to Manus AI. Pop in your ideal client, the thing that you're driving them to. So let's say in this case, let's say we were driving them to a workshop registration page. We'll give Manus all the information about our ideal client. We would give Manus all the information about the workshop. And then we would ask it to come up with 20 different angles to market. Now, I want to be really clear about what an angle is. So we're not actually asking it to make the scripts yet. We're asking it to make the angles first. So the angles are going to be, for example, for a mum in business who is burnt out and tired, the angle is going to be very different from a guy who has 50 hours a week to throw at his business. And so when you are creating lots of different creatives for Facebook ads, you want to hit lots of different angles so it can reach as many people as possible. Because if you only do the I can't get leads guy ad and it's all very bro science and bro language and, it's about his pain points, you're going to miss out on the burnt out mum who also needs this offer. And so when it comes to ads and advertising, you can get lots of different angles. So for example, if you were to do you're trying to lose 3 to 5 kilos, you might do, you want to lose it before Christmas, or you want to lose it before New Year, or you want to lose it before the family photo shoot, or and so you can have all these different things that different people are going to resonate with, and then you get Manus to create the scripts. But I think that like people really overcomplicate it, right? Like they really overcomplicate. And even like we've given this process to clients and they've copied it kind of verbatim. And then when they've given me back their scripts, they're like super complicated. Like AI almost tries to make your shit complicated, I swear.
Wow, that's me.
I've seen people come in and they've got all these like video prompts in their scripts where they're like, stand behind something and hold something up. And I'm like, just take all that shit out and just read just jam, just read the words. You don't have to move. It doesn't need to be fancy. It gets to be simple. So just like if you just have a teleprompter and some scripts, you should be able to batch record 20 videos in like an hour. It should be pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right. Into segment 4. You need to unemotionally understand return on ad spend. Tim, talk us through why people get so emotional about their ad spend.
Yeah, let's imagine a machine right now and you literally had like a dollar coin, or if in America, you've got like a dollar bill, which is crazy to me to think they have bills. And you put it in and then like, what would have to come out for you to be like, oh, that was worth it? Would it be $1.10? Would it be $2? Would it be $10? Would it be $20? Like, what's the number here? And that is essentially what ads are. Like, it's sophisticated gambling. So if you put in $1 and get out $2, that's a pretty fucking good return for me.
Yes.
And a lot of people are just like super emotional about it. And what I mean by that is like, we have another client, I'm not going to say who it is, but let's say they spend $300 a month on ads. They're like, ads aren't working. And they just like turn them off immediately. And I'm like, cool, what was the ROAS? What was the return? And they're like, oh, yeah, I made $1,500 from that $300. I'm like, okay, cool. So you put in $1 and made $5 back? Is that bad? And they're like, yeah, I just, thought it would be better. Like, what's the expectation here?
Yes.
Like, I don't understand this. Like, it's not sophisticated gambling. If you put money out, make $5 back, and then you turn it off because it didn't work. Like, that's so emotional. Like,
yeah, I think it's because people just don't like spending on things that they, don't think are working. And I think that it really comes down to, and just to be like really clear, this comes down to just not knowing your metrics well enough.
Yeah.
So if you are putting money into ads and you're not tracking any of the metrics that are important to track, and you can see that you signed you spent $300, you signed one client, right? So let's say you spent $300 and your client was $1,500, you signed one client from that $300 spend, you got 50 leads, and you might think that's too much to spend to acquire a client. But you otherwise would not have acquired that client.
Yeah, you wouldn't have
so you could be $1,200 worse off if you didn't run the ads. And so I think that people see it as like, I don't want to spend that much to make that. But you're seeing it so wrong. If I walked up to you and said, hey, I have a client for you, can you give me $300 to give you them? They'd be like, sure, of course. It's so bizarre.
Yeah. Steph, I'm going to frame this up as a question for you. So, like, personally for you, like, if I wasn't in this business and you were just running this on your own and you know everything you know now, logically, if you put $1 in, how much would you want to get back for it to be worth it, and why?
If I put $1, this is me being totally honest and completely realistic. If I put $1 in, I'd probably want to see $2 come back. Now, I know that you would probably say if I put $1 in and I made $2, I would be thrilled, right?
Yeah, 100%.
If I put $1 in, I'd like to see $3.
Okay.
And the reason for me for that is just because of the cost of doing business, cost of acquiring the client, right?
Yep.
I'm probably a little more hardcore. You would be happy with a 1-to-1 return. And as to be honest, most people should be. Yeah, a 2-to-1 return. Most people should be, okay? If you put $1 in and you make $2, that's awesome. If you put $1 in and you make $3, that's phenomenal.
Steph came from the age when everything was easy, so her expectations are extremely high.
But I think that most people are putting $1 in and they're actually making it 8, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, and they don't even know.
They don't even know, and they think it's not working.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, right? And they're turning their ads off like, it doesn't work. It's like, okay, first and foremost, not only did you add 50 people to your email list, so they didn't convert yet, but they probably will if you continue to remarket them. 2, you signed a client straight away, which means you've now paid for the ads, plus you paid for the next 3 months of ads, so you can keep running it. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, if you're listening to this podcast, please, in the show notes, on our DMs, on the YouTube, let us know, like, what are we missing here from your psyche? Because we don't understand it.
We have a client named Georgie, and she just got her ads pumping, actually.
Did
first
she?
time, yeah. She sells something super low ticket, so ads are extremely hard when you sell something low ticket. And she managed to get profitable in month 1. So she's profitable with ads. Now I think she got like 117 leads, sold 2 into a thing. She's profitable straight away from that. And then I kind of said to her, I was like, those 117 leads, this is not an ads issue. This is a sales issue. Like, we need to start looking at the landing pages and the email sequences and that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm super thrilled for her. She sells something super weird. I just wanted to cheeky plug, if you guys don't mind. We have something in Success School called our ads mentorship. I've run through I basically have taught best practices for ads from the new Andromeda update. There's essentially 9 weeks of coursework in there, run through everything from ad setup to building creatives to video scripts to landing pages to like the 6 funnels that we teach. I'll give you guys like a full walkthrough. And then I'll also be in your ads account for 12 months. So if you guys need anything, you can ask me to do an ads review for you and I'll make sure it's on track. I can't even tell you how powerful ads are, guys. Like it is honestly, I would say 70% of our business is due to ads and the growth that most of our competitors are not running ads. It's why it works super well for us. But if you guys are listening to this and you're like, that sounds great, but I don't know what to do, well, let us help you do it. So all you need to do, guys, go to our website, makemoreprofit.com, book a free scale session, and one of our advisors will have a chat with you about that.
And I just like, honestly, this works for every person, every niche, everywhere. Like you got Georgie who runs like an art club and her thing's really low ticket. You got Jade who sells a power tool course for like $97. On the other end, you've got Brianna, and Brianna is a toxic mold naturopath and she sells a really high ticket offer. She signed her first client from ads, which not only paid for the whole year of ads, it also paid for the whole year of Success School from one ad that she ran within 3 months in the program. And she had a blocked ad. She had every reason not to. She had a blocked ads account. She had APRA regulations. She's got every reason under the sun for ads to be difficult, and it worked for her. So guys, if ads are something you're looking at running in 2026, like there's no better place to learn it.
Guys, I'll finish with this. It is under my belief. I'm a marketing guy. I'm not just an ads guy. Like I love organic. I love email. I love content marketing. I love all marketing. And I'm a firm believer that you need all of it. And a lot of people, they have organic and they're doing pretty well with that. It's not growing. It's time to add in ads for 2026. It is like literally the year for it. Your competitors don't do it. Everyone's scared of it. Everyone thinks they're going to waste money. You listen to this podcast, so you guys know, like we ain't talking shit over here. Like we're fucking on this.
Yeah, guys, it really is like an untapped opportunity. Whether you work with us or not, please run ads. But if you want to do it right and make it profitable, run ads with us.
If you want to run ads, better with us. All right, guys. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. We've had great growth lately. Super weird countries like the UK.
Shout out to
our
London.
brothers in the UK. Yeah. Bruv.
We'll see you later, London.